I'm Janae Hill, and welcome to the Inspirational Art of Thomas Kinkade on Uplift TV. Uplift TV is a viewer-supported channel that is unlike any other. It has an equal balance of Christian movies and ministries as Christ taught with parables and sermons. Art is also a powerful way to bring Bible stories to life. And over the next half hour, we are going to share some inspiring stories from one of America's greatest artists, Thomas Kinkade. This program will give you a unique opportunity to partner with us to bring Christian movies, documentaries, and TV series not found on other channels. I'm joined today by Dr. Patrick Kinkade, brother of the late Thomas Kinkade. Pat and I are going to talk about some of Thomas Kinkade's artwork that can become a part of your own collection simply by making a donation to Uplift TV. Pat, thank you so much for joining us.
Janae, I am so excited to be here. The idea that Uplift TV not only is going to do the traditional programming, the teach and preach, but they're also going to be telling stories, faith-based stories to change people's lives. It's absolutely a wonderful opportunity to participate.
Well, you mentioned how Uplift TV changes people's lives, and I think that probably your brother has changed a life or two through his paintings, and he was known to be the painter of light. Tell me more about that.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was known as the painter of light, and it was for a couple reasons. The first reason was because he painted in what's called a luminous style. What that meant, as opposed to painting up and down on a canvas or back and forth, Tom would actually paint from the back going forward. He would layer oil upon oil, slowly building a composition such that when you lower the lights in a room, the painting itself begins to glow. It's almost magic, it really is. I've sat in the studio with Tom 1,000 times and I ask him about that effect, how he caused it to come about. And there's no gimmick involved, there's no fluorescent paint or anything like that. It's simply being able to overlay oil and juxtapose colors such that you get that magic lighting effects. There was actually a school of luminism that existed in the late 1800s that eventually faded away because the technique was so time-consuming. You just couldn't get it done and support yourself as an artist unless you had the capacity to create reproductions. And when Tom had that capacity, he reinvigorated luminism as an art form. It's absolutely magic. It's absolutely beautiful. But perhaps more important than that was that Tom was known as the painter of light because he believed that God's light poured through his paintings. He felt that light was an important metaphor for life, and that those sorts of affirming values and wonderful things that God promised could be captured on a canvas to make a difference in a home. Tom used to call art, quite frankly, a silent messenger in the home. If you have a book, you read it and you enjoy it, but eventually you put that book away, it goes up on the shelf. You watch a film, you enjoy the film, but the film ends and it gets put away someplace. When you hang a piece of art in your home, it absolutely is a commitment to that particular piece. And Tom wanted his work to be affirming. Every day when you walk by that piece of art, you see it. Maybe you only catch a glimpse of it, but nonetheless, the light in the art, that wonderful outpouring of God's love through my brother's canvases, touches you each and every day. And not just you, but your entire family and the people that come to your home. What a wonderful testimony to have in your home than artwork that preaches God's love through his light.
Yes, and certainly preaching God's love through his light is what we do here at Uplift TV. And today we have a very unique opportunity that if you contribute to Uplift TV, you can actually own one of Thomas Kinkade's paintings. And this is a beautiful painting, Pat. Can you tell us a little bit about this painting in particular?
I absolutely can. I love this particular piece. It's called Walk of Faith. You know, Tom had this in his studio for a long, long time. Each time I would go in there, I would see it. What you see it as you see it today, but I would ask Tom, why aren't you bringing it to the public? Why aren't you publishing it? It's absolutely beautiful. And he would always say, no, it's not done. And 2 months later, I'd see it again and say, Tom, bring it to life, put it out there. It's just absolutely wonderful. No, it's not done. Well, eventually I walked in and it wasn't there, and I asked Tom, I said, where's Walk of Faith? He said, I put it in for publication. I said, well, did you change it? He goes, yeah, I added a couple leaves. I mean, the bottom line is that to this date, I cannot tell you exactly what Tom did to change it from where he thought it was incomplete to where he thought it was complete. But in his mind, until he reached that perfection, until he got that moment where he captured exactly what he wanted to capture, he wouldn't release it. I love this piece for that reason alone, but it's such an important piece. It's such an inspiring piece. You know, Tom painted what we called comfort art, and all the important pillars of our lives were included in his work. He wanted to paint paintings that reflected family. and romance and love and adventure and all of those things that are great in terms of our humanity. But he also wanted to project faith, spirituality in his work. If you look at this piece, you see spirituality in a variety of different ways. Of course, we have the two central figures there. That's Christ and Peter walking together. Christ is talking to Peter, giving him some sort of insights into life, giving him an important message that he could take forward. If you look closely at Peter, what I love about this piece, he's holding a key. Well, what Tom says in that one little vision is that if you listen to the teachings of Christ, you are granted the keys to the kingdom. It's an important message, it's a spiritual message, and it's something that you want to have in your home. You want people to contemplate that as a point of reflection. So it's wonderful in that regard. But he also painted in metaphor. There's so many wonderful little nuances of this piece that we could talk about. The bridge, for example, in the foreground. A bridge is a point where you get transition across a barrier of some sort. Well, to Tom, God, faith, Christ were points of transition, things that would carry you across obstacles, things that would move you in ways that you needed to move in order to get where you needed to be. The bridge to Tom was a metaphor for Christ. So here you have a bridge offering that sort of transition in life. I love the idea of the river. To Tom, the river was man's life. And you have in man's life these points of transition in Christ. So it's just a wonderful piece to think about, not only in terms of the most profound message, Christ talking to Peter, but in relation to all the spiritual meaning you can take from it.
And we talked earlier, I mean, certainly he loved painting with light. That's why he was the painter of light. But you see such rich colors. What were his thoughts on always using these rich colors? I mean, this is just gorgeous.
It's another metaphor, another story that Tom painted into his paintings. Tom loved to garden. At his studio, Ivygate, he absolutely loved getting out in the dirt and getting his hands dirty and planting his own flowers. He lived in Carmel Valley, and the bottom line is you have these marine layers that come in and allow for an explosion of color in terms of the garden you might create. Well, to Tom, he painted gardens that were absolutely wonderful in terms of those colors. He wanted to capture all of God's bounty in a single canvas. Now, in real life, all of these flowers wouldn't possibly bloom together, but on Tom's canvases they could. Tom believed you simply didn't paint what is, you paint what should be. And that's what he believed God wanted us to appreciate. That all of the wonderment that is out there was given to you through creation and God, and Tom wanted to capture it all for his collectors.
Awesome. Well, you mentioned earlier that families love to have this, and it brings families together. And that's also what Uplift TV does, is it brings families together with great programming. And today, if you donate to Uplift TV, you can actually receive a walk of faith in appreciation for your support. When we come back, we're going to look at another painting, and we're going to learn a little bit more about Thomas Kinkade. Stay tuned.
For your support of Uplift TV Foundation, we want to offer you a choice of one of the 2 Thomas Kinkade authorized reproduction paintings featured as a gift to you for your donation. Your generous support will allow Uplift TV to create and acquire more inspirational movies and programs that will change hearts and impact lives. Walk of Faith is a painting with Jesus and Peter walking through a garden. How marvelous to listen in on the words of the Savior as he shares his wisdom and love. Dogwood Chapel is a painting of a quaint chapel lodged in the shade of a dogwood tree, with white blossoms representing God's sheltering grace and gift of love. Each painting comes in 4 different formats and donation amounts. The studio print is 8 by 10 inches, printed on heavyweight archival paper that will easily accommodate a store-bought frame. You will receive this quality studio print for your donation of $25. The gallery wrap print is crafted with premium canvas and hand-wrapped around a hardwood stretcher bar. It is available for your donation of $125. The textured print features a hand-applied coating designed to bring out appearance of brush strokes. A very attractive frame comes with this painting. You will receive this authorized reproduction for your donation of $200. The limited edition reproduction comes with a certificate of authenticity. This beautiful version features vibrant colors, rich textures, and is highlighted by hand using fine acrylic paints by skilled artisans. This elegant framed limited edition reproduction is your gift for a donation of $1,000. For your convenience, you can donate online at upliftpaintings.com. This secure website is the easiest way to view the 2 painting choices and review the 4 painting formats. You can also call our toll-free number and make your donation by calling 844-7-UPLIFT. That's 844-787-5438. Donate today at upliftpaintings.com or call 844-7-UPLIFT.
Welcome back. The Uplift TV Foundation is a unique part of Uplift TV. It was created to spread the work of the gospel through original Christian movies, documentaries, and TV series. And the Thomas Kinkade Company has joined with Uplift TV to give our viewers a special opportunity to help Uplift TV provide inspirational programs that aren't available on other TV networks. I'm joined once again with Pat Kinkade. Pat, welcome back.
I am so excited to be here.
And we were just talking before break a little bit about your brother Thomas and his incredible work. He's known to be the artist of light, the painter of light. And this is just an exquisite painting of light. It's called the Dogwood Chapel, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, Tom and I were raised in a small town called Placerville. It's up in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Just a little town in the middle of nowhere, but it was in a beautiful area. It was right on the cusp of the foothills going into the grandeur of the Sierra Nevada mountains. And Tom and I spent so many years tramping around up in those mountains, enjoying the vistas that we would come across and the rivers that ran through it, and just everything about small town living and mountain life. Well, this piece, I think, really depicts that. These little churches absolutely dotted the area that we grew up. They're so wonderful to participate in small congregations like this. I love large churches. I love the sense of the spirit you get in those, but it's in these small congregations when you really know everybody, that you share an intimate relationship with the congregation and with the Creator. It's just a wonderful experience. And of course, when you look at this piece, you see the lights are on in the church, so you get the sense that that small community of believers is there worshiping even today. I love that because this piece, like all work that Tom did, was painted in a luminous style, which means that when you lower the lights on this piece, the lights inside the canvas are actually going to come on. In this case, all of that wonderful glow from those windows is going to pop to life. The reflections off of the river in front of the church is going to come to life, and that wonderful evening sky is absolutely going to explode into radiance. It's simply a wonderful, wonderful piece depicting not only Tom's childhood, but his use and mastery of light to create luminous effect.
I'm guessing there's a story and a message that Thomas wanted to send with this piece.
There absolutely is. You know, Tom, in his writings, often commented about seeing God in nature. To him, if you want to see the Creator, you go out into creation. You know, you hear his voice in the rustling of the leaves. You can feel his touch with the breeze across your face. It's just a wonderful experience. So you have this painting of this small community church with a small group, a small congregation of believers. But yet that church is nestled in the greatest cathedral of all. Everything that's out in nature, everything that is in those mountains spoke to Tom spiritually. And the viewer of this piece gets that same spiritual experience. Everything that Tom felt as a believer was poured into his wonderment about God's creation. And this piece with those mountains in the background absolutely speak to that appreciation and his belief that that's where the commune really occurs, out in God's cathedral, the world at large.
One of the things I know to be true about God is he cares about the details. And I noticed that this painting definitely cares about the details too. There's a bird flying up here.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because it's just a wonderful thing about my brother's work. He wanted people to engage in his work, look at it again and again and again. He believed that an artist's responsibility was to communicate. And you communicate as a visual artist by having people look at what you do. So Tom would paint these little nuances into this canvas, or in any canvas. And I swear to goodness, it's like Where's Waldo for adults. When a viewer comes up to one of my brother's canvases, you'll see it and you'll love it and you'll appreciate it and you'll walk away. And the next day you come up and you'll see something new, some little thing that you didn't notice before, but nonetheless becomes a point of intrigue. So once again, you contemplate on what my brother was saying. And again, with those messages, those are the things that make a house into a home. You want that sort of comfort art. You want that sort of spiritual reality. It's not just for you, but everybody who comes in contact with this painting will have that same sort of effect. So it's not only an affirmation of your beliefs as the collector, but it's a testimony of your beliefs to everybody who comes in contact with the piece of work.
And the awesome thing is that through your contribution to Uplift TV, you have a unique opportunity to come in contact with this work. And in fact, there are several different formats, including a limited edition, which I believe this is. Can you talk more about that?
I am so excited about this because, again, Tom's view as an artist wanted to spread his word as far and wide as possible. And we're doing that here on Uplift TV by presenting this in a variety of different formats. This is a limited edition piece of art. This is a very rarefied piece of art. There's not a lot of limited editions out there. On the back of this piece is one of the features of it. There is a certificate of authenticity. On that certificate, it specifically says how many of these can be created forever. Now, there are millions and millions and millions of Kinkade collectors out there, but in truth, there's only going to be a handful of these made for those millions of collectors, so they will go away. And once they go away forever. It's a very, very rarefied piece of art. Several other features of the limited edition that are important. If you look down here, you're going to see Tom's authorized signature. You get a little bit of Tom in the piece. All of the limited edition work has hand highlighting on it, which means that actual oil paint is on this canvas. So you're getting an original effect. It's a multiple original, but each one is a little bit different. So it's a wonderful, wonderful expression of originality, something unique to your home. And then you have this wonderful frame. All of the pieces that we're providing through Uplift TV are coming frames, so you don't have to worry about anything but taking the piece of art out of the box and putting it directly onto your wall. But we have a variety of other formats that we also use. This is called a textured print. I love this kind of presentation, I truly do. It's not limited edition, it's open edition, which means we can recreate it. But it has texturing on the print such that individual brushstrokes look like they've been recreated. So you get a sense of originality when you look at this. And I also find the framing here absolutely glorious. Very, very contemporary, very, very unique in terms of its presentation. It will really make a statement in the home. Wonderful to look at. Down here, we have something called a canvas wrap. It's still Dogwood Chapel, still absolutely beautiful. But this piece, as opposed to having an external frame, has an internal frame. I love this particular piece because it's the right size to hang on a wall, but if you want to, you can also buy a little table easel and put it on the table or in a bookshelf. So there's a lot of ways that you can use this to depict it. Again, when you get it home, you take it out of the box, you can hang it directly on the wall. No need to buy another frame. And then finally, we have a gift print. I love these little gift prints. It's still Dogwood Chapel. It still has all that beautiful, all that spiritual meaning. The luminous effect still works on this. It's a nice little print that you can get a frame for, standard size, and have a nice little accent piece that you can put in your home to enjoy this. So we have something for everybody here. Anybody who wants to participate in Uplift TV through the Kinkade program can absolutely do so with these wonderful 4 options.
Absolutely, and what I'm noticing is with any option, and I'm not sure you can really see this on camera, but we really have a 3-dimensional kind of looking, as you mentioned, textured. It really pops out, and so that would be just a lovely addition to your home. And we want to do that for you today in exchange for your contribution to Uplift TV as a way to say thank you. Here's more on Dogwood Chapel and how you can support Uplift TV and the Uplift TV Foundation.
For your support of Uplift TV Foundation, we want to offer you a choice of one of the 2 Thomas Kinkade authorized reproduction paintings featured as a gift to you for your donation. Your generous support will allow Uplift TV to create and acquire more inspirational movies and programs that will change hearts and impact lives. Walk of Faith is a painting with Jesus and Peter walking through a garden. How marvelous to listen in on the words of the Savior as he shares his wisdom and love. Dogwood Chapel is a painting of a quaint chapel lodged in the shade of a dogwood tree, with white blossoms representing God's sheltering grace and gift of love. Each painting comes in 4 different formats and donation amounts. The studio print is 8 by 10 inches, printed on heavyweight archival paper that will easily accommodate a store-bought frame. You will receive this quality studio print for your donation of $25. The gallery wrap print is crafted with premium canvas and hand-wrapped around a hardwood stretcher bar. It is available for your donation of $125. The textured print features a hand-applied coating designed to bring out appearance of brush strokes. A very attractive frame comes with this painting. You will receive this authorized reproduction for your donation of $200. The limited edition reproduction comes with a certificate of authenticity. This beautiful version features vibrant colors, rich textures, and is highlighted by hand using fine acrylic paints by skilled artisans. This elegant framed limited edition reproduction is your gift for a donation of $1,000. For your convenience, you can donate online at upliftpaintings.com. This secure website is the easiest way to view the 2 painting choices and review the 4 painting formats. You can also call our toll-free number and make your donation by calling 844-7-UPLIFT. That's 844-787-5438. Donate today at upliftpaintings.com or call 844-7-UPLIFT.
Welcome back. Christian movies are modern-day parables that can change lives. And certainly, the work of Thomas Kinkade has changed many lives. Pat, can you share with us a little bit about your brother's legacy and the impact of his work?
Absolutely. You know, Tom viewed an artist's job to communicate as far and wide as possible. And we literally have gotten thousands and thousands of letters about how Tom's work has impacted someone's life. Sometimes his work will make a happy time even happier. Sometimes he'll lift someone out of a sad time. But there are always stories about how this work is transformative. It changes the individual in some very, very profound way. I can't tell you enough how meaningful it was to Tom to get those sorts of messages back. I still get phone calls from people I've never met saying that one piece or another was absolutely important to their family in terms of a time of crisis, or their personal lives in terms of a health crisis. These things are oftentimes brought into hospitals, as just an example, and hung in hospital rooms so people can contemplate them during a time of health crisis. And again, the stories of healing are so profound and so wonderful in relation to that particular use of these pieces that it oftentimes just warms my heart. I cannot elaborate enough on what Tom wanted to do through his work. He wanted to pour his heart out, God's message out through canvas, not only to the individual, but to the country and ultimately to the world. And what absolutely excites me about Uplift TV is that we're now partners in that. Through this wonderful channel, we are bringing Tom's work to a new collector base.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that Thomas ever had a sense, truly, of the magnitude of the impact his work was and is making?
It's funny you mention that. I mean, Tom was a very humble man. He really was. He honestly didn't believe that people liked his work as much as they liked it. The greatest compliment you can pay an artist, Tom would say, is to take one of that artist's piece of work into your home. And to his dying day, he never really fully fathomed how people could appreciate his work in the way they did. So on a very personal sense, no, he really didn't understand that. But on a societal sense, he knew that he had a mission to complete. He felt God working through him. And in that manner, he knew that his work, with God's power, would make a difference in the world.
Well, you mentioned he knew he had a mission to complete and to make a difference in the world, and that is certainly what we are doing at Uplift TV. And just like Thomas Kinkade uses paintings and used paintings to share a story, that's what Uplift TV does through its parables, through storytelling, by its TV series, documentaries, and movies, and we cannot do it without your support.
For your support of Uplift TV Foundation, we want to offer you a choice of one of the 2 Thomas Kinkade authorized reproduction paintings featured as a gift to you for your donation. Your generous support will allow Uplift TV to create and acquire more inspirational movies and programs that will change hearts and impact lives. Walk of Faith is a painting with Jesus and Peter walking through a garden. How marvelous to listen in on the words of the Savior as he shares his wisdom and love. Dogwood Chapel is a painting of a quaint chapel lodged in the shade of a dogwood tree, with white blossoms representing God's sheltering grace and gift of love. Each painting comes in 4 different formats and donation amounts. The studio print is 8 by 10 inches, printed on heavyweight archival paper that will easily accommodate a store-bought frame. You will receive this quality studio print for your donation of $25. The gallery wrap print is crafted with premium canvas and hand-wrapped around a hardwood stretcher bar. It is available for your donation of $125. The textured print features a hand-applied coating designed to bring out appearance of brush strokes. A very attractive frame comes with this painting. You will receive this authorized reproduction for your donation of $200. The limited edition reproduction comes with a certificate of authenticity. This beautiful version features vibrant colors, rich textures, and is highlighted by hand using fine acrylic paints by skilled artisans. This elegant framed limited edition reproduction is your gift for a donation of $1,000. For your convenience, you can donate online at upliftpaintings.com. This secure website is the easiest way to view the 2 painting choices and review the 4 painting formats. You can also call our toll-free number and make your donation by calling 844-7-UPLIFT. That's 844-787-5438. Donate today at upliftpaintings.com or call 844-7-UPLIFT.
For more information on these paintings, please visit uplifttv.com or call the number on your screen. Pat, thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, God bless you.
And thank you for sharing the light.